Hello, Ntsika.
Hi, Chang. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing lovely. It's a lovely cold afternoon here in Eswatini, so it's a lovely day today.
Okay. Ntsika, thank you for joining my channel and taking your precious time to do this interview.
And I'm really honored to be part of your channel. I've been watching the interview, so I'm happy to be part of it as well.
Thank you. Before we begin, I would like to get to know you, and I'm sure others will have the same mind as I do. So we're going to start off with 10 icebreakers. Is that okay for you?
Let's see how it goes.
All right. Number one, diamond or gold?
It'd have to be gold.
Oh, okay. It had to be gold. Any special reason?
I think gold appears more to me than diamond because I think the diamond you'll have to be more particular and more technical to understand and appreciate what really comes with it. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Number two, cheese or ham?
Cheese.
Okay, you like cheese. Okay. Number
Yeah.
three, vegetables or meat?
Meat. Meat. Meat.
Meat. Okay, all right. Okay. Number four, books or YouTube?
Books. Certainly books.
Okay. Number five, singing or composing a music?
Ah, that's tricky. I'd say singing.
Singing.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Why is that
Because
tricky?
composing, because composing is so much more hard and compared to the singing. With the singing, just learn the songs and you're good to go.
All right. Okay. Nice to know. Thank you. Number six, rain or snow?
Snow. I have a lot of rain here, so and a little, in fact, hardly snow here. So I'd go for snow anytime.
Okay. Number seven, slow person or a fast person?
Fast, because I'm really fast.
So, do you get things done immediately?
Well, I think it depends on the things that are happening around me, but I'm generally a fast person in doing things, but I've got my moments when I'm really slow as well. So yeah.
All right. But generally, you're a fast person.
Yeah.
Okay. Sleep early or sleep late person?
I am a sleep late person, not by choice. I'm a hardly good sleeper. So that's the challenge. So I'll definitely sleep late.
Ah, okay. So you
I wish I
usually,
had enough sleep to sleep very early, trust me.
okay. All right. Okay. Well, hope you sleep early today. So I'm going to make you a little tired. Yes. Number nine, chocolate or vanilla?
Vanilla.
Ah, a lot of YA said chocolate, but you're for
Yeah,
vanilla.
definitely go for vanilla.
Okay. All right. Last but not the least, writing or talking, which includes text messaging or talking on the phone.
I would rather go for text.
Okay.
So definitely go writing.
Okay, definitely go for writing. Okay. Thank you for answering those questions. It seems like you really like books. What is your recent book or a book that you're reading now?
That's the Barack Obama one on leadership. So definitely that's a good read. And I'm still early into the book yet, but I'm certainly going to be getting some inspiration from that one.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much. So now let's get into the main interview. Ntsika, could you
Okay.
introduce yourself, your name, what you do, and where you live?
Right. My name is Ntsika Fakudze, and I live in the kingdom of Eswatini, which has been commonly known as the kingdom of Swaziland for a long time. So we've just had a recent name change officially of the country from Swaziland to Eswatini. So that's where I live, and born and bred in the kingdom, and I've been here all my life. And I think I left the country either on assignment for school or job related activities, and always back in the kingdom.
And what do you do now?
Oh yes, what do I do now? Well, professionally, I'm a lawyer. So I'm into the legal field, and I've been into private practice for 12, 13 years before I then went into the King's office, which is the office of the King, the head of state in the country, as the legal affairs director right now. So that's where I am.
Wow. Okay. So Swatini. So should we now say Swatini rather than Swaziland?
Definitely, that right. The correct name now is Eswatini. Yes.
Is it Swatini?
It starts with an E, so it's Eswatini.
Oh, Eswatini.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Because I have one city that I know, is it Mbabane?
Yes, that's the capital city.
Okay, all right. So Eswatini, you're from there. Okay, nice to know. You've been a lawyer.
Yep.
Okay. So Ntsika, I've heard your name since 1998 up till now. And the most powerful song that I remember, and I'm sure all of the YAs know, is called SIMUNYE, right?
Yes.
In Swahili, what does it mean?
SIMUNYE means we are one.
Oh my God, it is so great to be hearing that word SIMUNYE just from you. Could you just pronounce that word again?
SIMUNYE.
Okay, wow, it sounds different, huh? So you are the one that composed that song, am I right?
Very well true.
Okay, so what was the idea? Like, when did you write that song? Was it before the program or during the program?
So initially, when we were invited for the program, I think one of the briefing that came with the instruction for the program was that will be expected to make some contribution to the program in form of arts, performances, and all of those things. And so I left home knowing that there will be an expectation for some contribution to be made to the program. And I had not started until I got to the program, first meeting with the youth ambassadors in Pasadena, and going through the training, and then they started to talk to us about the contributions they're going to make. You can write a song, it could be a poem, it could be some performing arts or whatever it is. I think it was the time that I spent, the short time I spent with the YAs in our training, media training in the US, that I then began to start getting into the flow of composing the song and getting the inspiration from the interactions, seeing like the whole world in one room, 50 countries in one room, we're singing together, we're learning together, laughing together, and playing together. It was that experience that got me into that writing mode.
Wow. So you wrote during the program?
Yes.
That is amazing. So,
and to be honest, I don't think I would have been able to put in together that composition if I was expected to do it from here at home, without having been exposed to that environment of other youth ambassadors coming together, sharing our thoughts, different views, and finding common ground as it was, and seeing that, you know, we're all here together as one, and we are one, in fact, as much as we're so different and unique, but suddenly we are one.
Wow, but why did you put the word SIMUNYE rather than just saying we are one?
For me, it felt like identity. And unfortunately as well, I'm limited with a lot of languages where we're at. It's either I know Siswati, which is my vernacular language, or Zulu, which is another very close language, dialect close to us from South Africa. So for me, it was, if honestly, if I had known more languages, I'm sure I would have put in so much more languages into it. So I was limited to what I was exposed to at that particular time, that at that time just felt like this means what we are.
But it, that word is a magic word. It just, I use it like everywhere, and I've been using this word since like 1998. Like, I'm sure all of the YAs use that word a lot in their daily lives as well. Like, for instance, if I had to make an ID for some internet site, I probably would use that word SIMUNYE, because not many Koreans know that word, So really, I want to thank you, but am I asking too much if I ask you to sing a little verse of SIMUNYE?
It sounds so much different when you're on your own. And then when there's 49 other voices and so many other voices saying that it's you, it equally sounds different. But I remember, like, let every nation come together to sing a song of joy, a song of love, a song of praise, with one heart and in one accord. And see, the funny thing, Chang, is that you probably started singing in 98. When it started in 97, it had a whole different melody and notes to it. And I think when you guys came into 98, you also then put in more vibe into it. And it's been growing with the years and sounding so much better. And I love it.
Speechless right now. See, because speechless, we could, wow. And your voice, really, it resonates and it sounds like angel singing. And wow, thank you so much for it. Maybe one day you could just sing the whole song for us.
I hope one day I can do that. But trust me, I still say it sounds much better with all the other ways we sing it.
Wow. Do you use that word a lot in Eswatini?
It's like it's a common name word. It's part of our vocabulary, so yes.
Oh, okay. So like in a daily basis, when would you use that word?
Like if we're talking with people, like in a meeting, trying to find common ground as people, making sure we're all talking the same language, we are one. So I'll definitely have it, SIMUNYE.
Wow.
We are one. So it's part of our day-to-day language at the end of the day, vocabulary.
Wow. So you're always seeking life's common ground every day, almost.
Well, that's what makes us unique at the end of the day. I mean, we're all different, we're all unique, but we somehow will find our places together in whatever we're doing. As families, friends, colleagues at work, or anywhere, it's bound to happen.
Wow. So, and as a lawyer, how do you seek life's common ground when you have conflicts?
Well, with the profession, it's so much more different, Chang, because obviously then there, you have your client interest at heart. You've got your salary to go with your package and what you've been paid for. But at the end of the day, you always want to ensure that even if you are vigorously defending your client or vigorously trying to put forward the interests of your client, you know at the end of the day that still we must try to find a solution. We must try to find that everybody may not be all happy, but we should be able to find a common ground in whatever that we're doing. It might be in litigation, but still we must be able to see if we want to move forward, we must try and find a solution. We must try and find where we can agree or disagree to agree, but we must find a common ground at the end of the day.
All right. Wow. And Ntsika, what is your definition of love?
For me, love being a spiritual thing really goes a long way in saying it defines the relations that we have. It defines the people that we are. And the one thing that I learned from the YA program was that love in any language is love. You go anywhere in the world, you go anywhere in the countries, with the people you meet, love is love. And to them, it means affection. It means caring for each other. It means showing compassion for everybody else around you. It's putting others first before yourself. And love is knowing that self is less important than the next person next to you.
Love is everywhere. You can go with love anywhere you want, and self is less important than the person next to you. So putting
Exactly.
the others first before you.
Definitely, most definitely.
Wow. Am I putting you first? Am I?
Certainly you are.
Okay.
I'm feeling special. I'm feeling special at this moment.
I hope so, because you make me cry right now after listening to you. Okay, and Ntsika, what was our program's name? What was the name of our program actually?
World Vision Youth Ambassadors Program.
What is it now? It recently changed. I mean, your country's name changed, but our program name changed too. What is it? What did it
Now
change?
it's called the Global Peace Ambassadors.
Who named that?
It's the it's the ambassadors. They named that. They made a voted name for that.
Really? So in 1995, Dr. Jerry Chang had a great vision and he named it World Vision Youth Ambassadors. And now recently, I think a few weeks ago, right?
Yes, just a few weeks
Very
ago.
recently, our name changed to Global Peace Ambassadors. And you named that. Thank you so much, Ntsika. And a lot of people voted for that. Mine was totally different. I suggested a far different thing. So how did you come up with that name?
Well, when they called on us to find a new identity for us, because obviously there's been changes going on, and we're trying to come with a new mandate and see how we can take the program forward and Papa Chang's dream. And I won't lie. Firstly, I was a little reluctant. I was like, hoping to just vote from whatever is going to come up as nominations. And they didn't stop pushing us. Please, nominations, please, nominations. And I got to a point where I was like, okay, maybe I just need to think about this as well. Because I was hoping I would be lazy with it and just go for the voting as well. And until obviously, then I started to think, now wait, what would represent us? We are the world. What do we represent? We are all about peace, and that's what we want. And we are still ambassadors, and this is what we're going to be. I mean, we'll die being ambassadors. I mean, in my CV, I still talk about my experience as a youth ambassador, the principles that I believe in from the youth ambassador program. So I was like, we are global peace ambassadors. No one can take that away from us. And I think that's where the name came from. And I was like, okay, I think I'm happy to nominate that and see how everybody else thinks about it. And voila, we became global peace ambassadors.
Congratulations.
In fact, I was shocked when they came back to us with the short list of the 3 names. No. I know that name. I have seen that name. And I think, that sounds good. Now that I read about that name, it really sounds good. I'm definitely voting for that name.
So you voted for Global Peace Ambassador.
Yeah, I was like, oh, no, I'm so sure I know which one I'm voting for here.
Were you happy?
Very happy. I was elated. I was, and for me, it just didn't represent me, but I felt like with the youth ambassadors also voting for the name, it meant to me, they also see how this relates to them. It speaks to them as well, and they can identify themselves with the name. And being global ambassadors, peace ambassadors, then definitely says, this is a name that definitely refers to them as well.
Wow. What shall we do as peace ambassadors?
For me, Chang, I honestly look at the future and say, these are the people that represent peace around the world. The moment I sit down to think that in South Korea, I know there's somebody that represents peace, that understands what peace is. There's somebody in the US that understands what reconciliation is all about. There's somebody in Africa that understands what global peace should mean. For me, this is saying, this is the people that can spread the word, show the world that we can do it, and we can represent the world in total harmony wherever we are as global ambassadors.
Wow. Actually, there are tears. I don't know if you can see, but that is so beautiful. That is really beautiful. I thought like we had to do something big.
Yeah.
Like the word peace seemed very big to me, but after hearing your story or your words, I think I know what I should do from now. So when you think about somebody in South Korea that knows peace, it would be me.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
And I know that as long as there's Chang there, she can tell the story. She will tell it to her kids. She'll tell it to her relatives. She'll tell it to her friends. She'll tell it to her colleagues. She'll tell it to somebody. And as soon as they send that word as an ambassador, then you are represented. The whole world will know about it.
Wow. So now I'm going to call you Dr. Ntsika Chang. Okay, you are our second, director now for now, and I think Dr. Jerry Chang would really like that name.
That Dr. Jerry Chang was an inspiration. The wisdom from him, the dreams that he had, and he still has, because those dreams live in us now. So I'm happy representing him. I'm happy being him. I'm happy seeing him in others like you. And I know that he has multiplied himself so much, and the world is full of Dr. Jerry Changs, because you are one of them as well.
Oh, thank you so much. Ntsika, when you write a song or when you give in that name, we had ideas coming in, do you always think about that it would be chosen or it would go viral and it would have this big impact? Do you see the future? Because it seems like you have a very far-sighted, whereas I have a near-sighted vision. Yes.
Trust me, when I think about those things, I really do not think that far or think that big. Take, for instance, when I sat down to write SIMUNYE, in my mind, I felt it's just a contribution. I was surrounded by professional musicians. I was surrounded by well-experienced artists in that group of 50 youth ambassadors that we're dealing with and that were with together in 1997. And for me, I felt like if they know to write, these people know much better to write than me. So I didn't think it going so big and living even in the next years, actually. And I think for me, what then gives it more value is how you allow others to interpret even better what you have done. And then it goes so much bigger and gets even bigger than me at the end of the day. Then I'm happy.
So you allow the others to interpret what you have done into a bigger, view.
Certainly.
Wow.
But I remember very well, our pianist at the time was Charles Whitehair, Chaza. When he played the song, I was like, that's not the song. I don't know the song. It felt new. It felt like this is too professional. This is too good to be true. The next time I remember we played it with a full orchestra band. I think it was at the Christian Cathedral in LA. Years on, when I listened to it, I'm thinking, I didn't write that. Because the interpretation that comes out of it, when you hear the other years singing it, you're like, wow, these people love this song and they sing it so much better. They know what the song means. And I didn't think it was that big. Certainly not.
Wow. Ntsika, could you ask me how I feel about your song?
Please tell me. I'd like to know, Chang. How do you feel about the song?
When we first received the song called SIMUNYE, and just like what you said, I think that was the first song that we sang in the Crystal Cathedral.
Really? Yes.
Yes. So we were introduced by Yurika that you wrote it. You are the 97 Swaziland, right? Yes. Okay, so those of you who don't know Ntsika, he is the WVYA 1997 from Swaziland. And we started singing, but the minute when we sang, we all became one. For some reason, it just instantly, we all became one. And we all agreed that we would be one together throughout the program. But while I was singing, I felt that we just automatically clicked and became one through your song. And plus, through my mind, even until now, let's say 22 years have passed, whenever I sing that song or imagine the word SIMUNYE, there's a globe in my mind. Yes, and I have all the people in every country. I'm not talking just about the WVYA ambassadors. It's just the whole world. Every person in each nation is just like stuck in my head.
Yeah.
So it is quite huge. It is quite huge. It really impacted my life, and it's a song. I think it's the most favorite song.
I've loved it. I've had my favorite songs as well from the program, but yeah, each time I hear the song and each time I hear another year singing it, because I then came back as well in 2000 for the Hanover in Germany. And there's another group of other YAs now doing it at that time. And again, I was like, and like you say, Chang, it certainly makes you a part of this huge world that you know is too huge for me, but I'm happy to fit into it. But at the same time, it just makes so much sense to be part of it at the end of the day.
Wow. All right, Ntsika, the last question usually I ask is, if we were to have the WVYA program again in the near future, how would you be willing to contribute? But, you've contributed so much already. So I don't know if you could write another song for us, because now the name has changed to Global Peace Ambassadors. Do you have a song in mind?
I'm not thinking that if and I wish it does happen, that as the Global Peace Ambassadors, we have something that's going to bring us together. Suddenly, I'd be happy to join in with the other ambassadors in whatever that we do, because I believe in the cause. I believe in the calling that we have as ambassadors for peace in the world that we live in. So I'll be happy to join in and do whatever it is that we do together. But certainly being associated with this caliber of people, it's an honor. I'm happy to tell anybody about it that you don't know these people. These people are big. These people are huge. The Global Peace Ambassadors, they're the best thing that has happened to this country, to the world, in fact.
Wow. Hooray, Global Peace Ambassadors, way to go. Thank you so much, Ntsika, for making that name. And we are going to work as Global Peace Ambassadors from now on. And I'm very excited for that. And anything you want to say before we leave?
One thing that I've always wanted to share my thoughts with the rest of the Global Peace Ambassadors and everybody else that we've had either an opportunity to interact with or be with, or they've been touched by the work that we have done or we're still going to do, is that it is such an honor to be a part of this program. It is such an honor to be identified with people that know that despite the differences that we have, despite the different backgrounds that we come with, and even the thoughts, sometimes the beliefs, sometimes our religions, and we're so different, but with those many differences, we are one. SIMUNYE, we remain the same.
Wow. Ntsika, thank you so much for taking time.
And thank you so much for inviting me and being a part of your channel. Thank you so much, Chang.
Hope to see you face to face.
It will be soon. I believe it.
All right. Hope you have a great day and hope you sleep early tonight, and see you again soon. Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye. Ciao.
Thank you.